Hi and welcome to Fret Friend, and for those of you who have not been watching my SG upgrade series, I'll explain what we are doing on this video. And what I'm going to do is, we have a Seymour Duncan Invader pickup. One I've extended the wires on because we had a very short cable just here and I needed to extend it, so I've done that and I made a good job of that, but that's another story. But what we're going to do is, I have a problem with the lugs, and the holes over the years have become too big to hold the screws or the bolts and the springs like so. And what I've been doing is I've been building up solder around the actual bolt to make a new thread, but that is not a long-term fix. So what I've decided to do is I've decided to go with thicker, bigger bolts, and you see here I've already soldered a nut to this side, and I'm going to do the same on the other side, and I am going to show you how I do that. And if I just zoom in just a little, and you'll see it there, I've soldered a nut on there, and I'm going to zoom back out again. I'm going to place this exactly where I'm going to be working, which is there, and I'm going to move the camera so that is absolutely centered so I can zoom in and you can see what I'm doing. But what we're going to do is we're going to put we're going to use thicker screws or thicker bolts, whatever you want to call them, and I'm going to be going with these. I do believe these are 3mm, and they're fantastic. Now the thing is, that doesn't fit in that hole yet, but that hole is too big for the original screws. So what we're going to do is we're going to desolder this. I've got a soldering iron and it's quite hot. I've got it set to 360 degrees just about, and we're going to melt this solder and we're just going to get rid of it. And what we don't get rid of, we're going to file away. And I could use a desoldering pump, but I can't get it at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get that and we're going to throw it off. And there you go, that's most of the solder gone. And what we're going to do now is we're going to leave that hot. Take a flat file and we're just going to solder all this away. Now, I can zoom in just a little so you're going to get what I'm doing here. I'm not saying this is a definitive way to do it, but it's the way I do it. And we're going to remove all of this solder. It doesn't take a lot of work. And people are going to say, oh, you're going to get iron filings in the pickup. You know what? Shut up. I'm not. So we're going to file away all that solder. We can leave a bit on there. That's fine. That's beautiful. So now what we're going to do is we need to make this hole a little bit bigger. And I do have some parts to do that. I have a pair of needle files. I have one an all steel one. I have one a diamond cut one. And we're going to go in there. We're just going to make this hole bigger. And it's going to take a bit of work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video just for a second while I get that done, and I'll come back and show you that finished. So now the hole is big enough. I'm just going to zoom out a little again just to show you what I'm going to do next. And what I'm going to do is, I've got the bolt I want to go through there, 3mm, same as the one I've already got this side, and we're going to push it through the hole we've made. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a nut on the bottom, but we're not going to put the screw all the way through. Now if you check these nuts, you'll see one might have a little bit flatter side than the other, so we're trying to get a flatter side down if there is one, but if there isn't, no big deal. What I'm going to do is just going to bring the screw to the top, and then we're going to tighten this nut at the bottom, or at the top as you see it, you know what I mean. But what we're going to do is we're just going to do that, and we're going to set the screw straight, and we're just going to nip this up with a plier like so. And there you go, that screw is now exactly where we need it to be. And it's looking fantastic. It's straight. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put some solder around here to get this actually set. So I'm going to zoom back in. Just bear with me a second while I turn the sound off my phone. So we now have the nut set exactly where we want it. Let's zoom in. You can see that's where we need to be. The screw is straight both ways. So all we're going to do now is we're going to solder this nut on, and what we're going to do is we're going to get some heat. 360-degree soldering iron I'm using. This is not lead-free solder. This solder has lead in it. I prefer this solder. I should be wearing a mask. I'm not. But, you know. And we're going to just run some solder all the way around this nut. We're going to get it on the plate. Going to heat up the whole area, because we need a good hot connection here. And we're now getting it. Hopefully you can see. Going to run some solder all the way around along the plate. And hopefully we can get that to run all the way around the nut like so, which we have done, and the plate. And that should be it. I'm going to let that cool a moment or two. See, I've got a good load of solder all the way around, and I have. That nut is going nowhere. That's absolutely brilliant. And what we're going to do now is we're going to unscrew the bolt. Get the right screwdriver on there. It should bring the other nut with it. And it has. And there you go. We now have a fixed pickup with 2 nuts soldered underneath, and we now have 2 tight fitting screws on the pickup. Absolutely fantastic. That pickup now will fit perfectly, or will go in the guitar perfectly. We've got new wires on there, brand new wires, brand new lugs, and we can use that pickup as a normal pickup. You notice it is a JB. Well, no, it's not JB, sorry. It is a Seymour Duncan Invader. This is a custom shop one because it's got the initials BJ on there. B standing for bridge, J standing for Juarez or Juarez, which is Maricela Juarez, who is the custom winder at Seymour Duncan Pickups, and she has been since the middle of the 80s. Now, whether this is actually a custom shop one, there's a little bit of an argument about that. There was a little bit of a hoo-ha on the internet saying just because she's got initials on it doesn't mean it's a custom wound one, because a lot of people are saying just the regular ones also have this sticker. So I'm not bothered whether it's a custom shop one or not. It is my favourite pickup, and it is going in one of my guitars. In fact, it's going in my Epiphone SG. So there you go. The pickup is now fixed and ready to go in the guitar. My name is Victor Christian. I am Fret Friend. You can catch me at facebook.com/NGONESEVEN. That's facebook.com/NG17. That's for the benefit of those people who are not watching the SG video. This information will be repeated at the end. If you're watching the SG video, this information will be repeated at the end of the video anyway.